It is a basic human instinct to seek security and stability in a partner, and financial stability is a big part of that. Every time you and your Filipino woman are walking hand to hand, you'll see a lot of judgment coming from other people. You might even hear them say, "Why is she with a foreigner instead of being with a Filipino?" I mean, let's face it, most Filipinas who have been in a relationship with a Filipino sometimes end up being with a foreigner. Why do you think this is? Well, I'm sure you guys have already formulated some answers to that question, but for today's video, we are going to delve into this topic as to why most Filipinos end up being with a foreigner after having a long relationship with a Filipino. Is it because Filipino men are not living up to the standards set by Filipinas? Or is it more than that? I know that this topic might strike a nerve to those people who get so offended easily, but a quick disclaimer: this is not to generalize that all Filipino men are like this, nor am I here to offend anyone. So buckle up and let's get started. These days, you will see a lot of Filipinas turning to foreigners. And even if that Filipina got a kid from a Filipino guy, after the relationship ended, that Filipina, or shall I say, single Filipina mom, ends up wanting to be with a foreigner, or ends up looking for a foreigner to be with her and her kids for the rest of their life. Why is this? So let us start with a common assumption about Filipino men lacking ambition. What do I mean by this? Well, I have heard that from some, but not all, that Filipino men are too laid back and too complacent. The stereotype is that these Filipino men would mostly hang out with their friends, drinking alcohols, and spending their not so big salary on things that are not needed for a day-to-day living instead of prioritizing the necessities or even gambling rather than working for a better future. Let's just say that I have seen and heard Filipinas who were once in a relationship with a Filipino, and they say that these men don't have a drive or the ambition to strive for success and stability. And even if that Filipino man had a job, most of his money would go towards his parents because he's either the breadwinner of the family and still supporting the parents and the siblings. So the Filipino woman whom he's in a relationship with would always end up feeling neglected or abandoned, especially if both of them have kids together. So many Filipinos complain about carrying the weight of their relationship, let alone the responsibility to feed and provide for the family. These Filipinas feel let down, not by all, okay, but by enough to reconsider their options. I mean, it isn't fair for other Filipino men as well because we all know that there are many good, hardworking Filipinos who are working hard for their family's future. Second of all, let us not pretend that security doesn't play a role in this type of relationship. We all know that women all over the world are looking for a man who can provide and protect for the woman's need and their future family. I mean, it is a basic human instinct to seek security and stability in a partner, and financial stability is a big part of that. So it is understandable why some Filipinas may feel disappointed when they don't find stability in their relationship with a Filipino guy. And for a lot of Filipinas, Dating a foreigner means stability. And before anyone screams, gold digger, ask yourself this. Is it wrong to want to secure a better future for yourself and your family? Love and security, they often go hand in hand, and if dating a foreigner can provide that, then why not pursue it? And here's the thing. Most Filipinos don't dream of living lavishly, but instead, we dream of living a simple life, being able to afford the basic necessities and not worrying about something if an emergency happens. And yes, many foreigners can provide that kind of lifestyle because they have a better opportunities back in their home country, while Filipino men are still figuring out how to make ends meet. And don't say that that's an insult because that's just the truth and I have seen it firsthand. But it isn't all about money. Foreigners frequently viewed as more emotionally open and romantic. They'll plan special occasions, they openly express their emotions and talk about the future in an exciting way. And of course, many Filipinas find this refreshing in comparison to the traditional manly Filipino man, who may be more reserved or uncomfortable expressing weakness. Of course, choosing a foreigner over a Filipino guy comes with a lot of challenges. Filipinas who date foreigners were often called gold diggers, users, or social climbers, or even worse words than that. And I know we can't deny the fact that there are Filipinas who have used foreigners for a better lifestyle without having pure intentions. Some of them are just milking the foreigner dry and then they leave the guy for a younger one. And for those who say that I'm defending them, well, I am not. I'm not defending them or their actions because honestly, I find them disgusting and I despise them. However, this kind of criticism that other people give to Filipinos who are dating a foreigner always comes from jealousy and how they can't stand other people improving their lives. Ironically, the loudest critics are often those who would not stand up for their rights or criticize bad decisions by their own family or boyfriends. Instead of supporting women who find loving husbands that help her grow, they prefer to criticize them for making a decision that benefits their lives. And let us not ignore the family dynamics here in the Philippines. If you are a woman, you are faced with pressure in your family that you should always date a man who can provide not just emotionally, but more than probably also financially. So, at the end of the day, it is not about foreigners versus Filipinos. It is about compatibility, security, love, and understanding. Some Filipinas find what they're looking for in Filipino men, others, they find it in foreigners. And that's okay. Filipino men aren't bad partners, and foreigners are not good partners. It is all about the individual person. And there are Filipino men out there who are continuing to thrive and to support their loved ones. But for those who don't, complaining about foreigners won't change anything. At the end of the day, love is love. Whether Filipina ends up with a foreigner or a Filipino man, it is her choice. So, do Filipinas date foreigners because Filipino men aren't good enough? Well, the answers isn't black and white. It's not just about men falling short, it's about women choosing what they believe is best for them, whether that's emotional, financial stability, or a fresh start. But I want to hear from you guys. What's your take on this? So comment down below and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.